You are watching the Ryen Russillo Show, presented by Progressive.
This has been talked up, and unfortunately, we've not done enough on this. Freeze Pops, who is a college athlete. That's right, college athlete, played volleyball. Where was it again, Freeze Pops?
Emerson College.
Emerson College, very expensive, one of the hotbeds of communications in Boston. Here's part one of Freeze Pops, college volleyball player.
Senior from Lincoln, Rhode Island, Tom Carroll.
It's the end of a career for Tom Carroll. His senior night began with a ceremony and concluded with the Emerson Lions falling to the nationally ranked Riviera Raiders 3-0. His final home game may have resulted in a loss, but Tom still enjoyed every moment.
Oh, it's been really fun. I'm happy with the turnout. I'm happy with the ugly posters they made for me. And I'm happy I got to get in there and set a little bit, and couldn't have asked for a better senior night.
I mean, that's
all right.
terrific.
This is the first time I've ever seen this. They made signs that said "At your boy TC Fresh." So this branding for you has been going back a ways. This is homegrown.
Oh yeah, this happened organically.
Okay, what was going on with that shirt?
What, the jersey?
Did it not fit?
Oh, when you set, the shirt comes up a little bit.
Right, it's a little midriff, giving you a little of that.
No, listen.
They're selling sex in that game.
It's like 80s, college football.
Exactly.
There you go, yeah.
A lot like Ray Lewis.
Like the Boz.
Now listen, fan favorite, Tom. Look at that way that crowd was cheering for him. You telling me that's
Were you
that's
the only
genuine.
senior?
I was the only senior, yes.
Because it seemed to be real focused on you on senior night.
I was
that
the only
night.
senior that night.
Yeah. The crowd loved you.
I mean, I don't want to blow anything here, but apparently there's a part 2 coming. Like, if you think that was good.
Oh, no, we're getting family reaction to that. So in 1 hour, if you don't like me, you don't like Adnan, you got to love At Your Boy TC Fresh.
Right.
The conclusion of what senior night meant to him and his family. Because when Rhode Island has one of their own in the spotlight, they rise to the occasion.
Emerson's finest. I can't wait.
You are watching the Ryen Russillo Show, presented by Progressive.
1 hour ago, Tommy Freeze Pop shared with us his senior night moment with Emerson College playing volleyball, finishing out an outstanding D3 career.
Now it's time to pay off that tease.
Right. We have more. We had highlights in the package, but here's the rest of the package reaction to this historic night.
Tom's father, Brian, made the trip from Lincoln, Rhode Island, and he could not have been happier with how the night played out.
It was a nice recognition of Tom's efforts here. Tom's not going to be a record-breaking volleyball player at Emerson, but I think it's his perseverance more than anything was just great for everybody. And he has that type of personality that really brings the team together. So that's why, I'm so happy to be here tonight, because he's just psyched about being the leader of the team.
Even though Tom Carroll doesn't have the most impressive on-the-court statistics, it's what he does off the court that has his teammates taking notice.
Tom is the heart and soul of this team. All 3.5 years he's been at this school, he's been on the team, and he really is our biggest cheerleader. He's always been there to serve specialist for us. He may not have a ton of stats, but he is our motivator. He is the guy that tells us to get in line if we're out of line, stuff like that.
Tom and the Lions will look to continue their season in the GNET playoffs. Reporting from Emerson College, Lucas Frankel, WEBN.
Lions on 3, 1, 2, 3. Lions!
He may not have a ton of stats. All right, listen. It's easy to fill it up with kills and blocks and stuffs, but you know what? A true volleyball player is somebody that's a glue guy. His impact goes beyond the court, and that's Freeze Pops. That's awesome.
How do you feel when you watch that, Tom?
I feel proud.
As you should.
You should.
4 years, Division III volleyball. It was fun. Missed those days. Missed the squad. Missed the boys.
And you kept him in line, Connor said.
Yeah, I was the chemistry guy,
That I have a hard time believing.
What do you mean? You don't think he's a glue guy? Are you kidding? He's the most well-liked guy here.
Would you get on guys about rule stuff, road trips?
No.
Yes.
No way.
No, he's not going to do that stuff.
No. Was it weird to go to school with the Radiohead lead singer's kid?
This is the Ryen Russillo Show, presented by Progressive.
We have Freeze Pops on the board, on the show, former D3 volleyball player, and a feature. We would call these a package back in the day. And here's a highlight for our audio audience that has not heard it yet.
Previously on the Ryen Russillo Show. Ryen Russillo.
Tom's father, Brian, made the trip from Lincoln, Rhode Island, and he could not have been happier with how the night played out.
It was a nice recognition of Tom's efforts here. Tom's not going to be a record-breaking volleyball player at Emerson, his perseverance more than anything was just great for everybody. And he has that type of personality that really brings the team together. So that's why, I'm so happy to be here tonight because he's just psyched about being the leader of the team.
Even though Tom Carroll doesn't have the most impressive on-the-court statistics, it's what he does off the court that has his teammates taking notice.
Tom is the heart and soul of this team. All 3.5 years he's been at this school, he's been on the team, and he really is our biggest cheerleader. He's always been there to serve specialist for us. He may not have a ton of stats, but he is our motivator. He is the guy that tells us to get in line if we're out of line, stuff like that.
He's like a coach. He's a de facto coach. Freeze Pops.
I don't see Freeze Pops as I could see you as the on the court
I'm the type
leader.
of guy, like at practice, if someone's lagging, I'm like, hey, come on. But I'm not going to make sure everyone's like home for curfew or,
Right.
You handle your business off the court, whatever, do your thing. But when we're in between the lines, you got to bring it.
Did you overdo it as the only senior if you're being honest with yourself?
No, not
and
at
look
all.
back on it?
No.
Like, no one ever said, like, hey, Freeze Pops, it's walk-on volleyball at Emerson. Like, back off.
And not walk on, Ryan.
Ah!
No, he was a legit star.
How many other places offered you?
They're the only one.
But you know what? They got a leader out of it, and they got 4 years. You get any money on the scholarship from that?
We would get $8 a road game for food if the calf was closed when we got back.
Exploited athlete.
It was awesome. It honestly was the best $8 of the week.
Pay the players.
Yeah, pay the players. And just there's another great thing from that little package there, because my demo tape, which I've told Van Pelt, it's from 99. It was 3 years before I even got into the business and I made the demo tape. It's on beta, and I finally found it, and I promised Van Pelt and Stanford Steve I will do that. We'll watch my demo. We want to do that with everybody here.
Yeah.
Have everybody play their demo tapes on Van Pelt's show, like when it's really slow coming up here in a couple months. And when the guy says his on-the-court stats, that's like auto new guy on air.
On the court stats,
yeah,
projected, different story.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
I liked it, though.
He may not have a ton of stats, but he is our motivator. He is the guy that tells us to get in line if we're out of line, stuff like that.
Tom's not going to be a record-breaking volleyball player at Emerson.
Your dad could have been a bit supportive.
I was happy he was there. He didn't come to many games.
I don't blame him.
Oh, jeez.
Come on. Well, no, I mean, your dad's a working man.
Well, he worked in Boston, so he could have probably come to more home games.
Listen, if you want to call it that, that's fine.
Hey, you know what? Put that French music back on. 'Cause I feel like this is getting depressing.
Good.
He worked in the same city, and you know what, though? I wouldn't want my dad visiting me a bunch if I went to school in Burlington if my dad was working in Rutland.
I mean, he could come for the game and then go home.
How did you decide on $495?
Figure that's what the shoe is worth.
Nothing made you happier today.
That and the French music was great. Support TCM, Turner Classic Movies. Ben Mankiewicz, my man. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, I'm glad you're done. He's already packing up his stuff, and he's thinking no matter what before the show ends.
I'll see you guys Monday.
I have to get one more plug in for this hat. All right. Thanks to everybody this week. It was a different week, but we did have some fun. But Monty Jones is next. It's ESPN Radio.